good. It's a triple-double for Bella Earl.
Goes matched up with a speedy guard. Great screen, spin move, layup, he missed it. Williamson fights for the board. His putback is good.
We are back on a Tuesday afternoon on the Straight Outta Whack podcast, and joining us this afternoon is Utah Valley's Kylee Mabry. Mabry had a career afternoon against preseason Whack favorite ACU on Saturday afternoon with 23 points in a 69-67 win at the UCCU Center, the first of three matchups between the Wolverines and the Wildcats this year in this wacky triple round robin to close out the Whack's 60-something year existence. Kylee, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
First of all, like I mentioned in the pre-show, last year you were the Co-6 Woman of the Year. You shared that title with UT Arlington's Aspen Thornton. What did that honor mean to you?
Honestly, it meant a lot. I didn't go into last season looking for any sort of award or anything, and coming out with the six Person of the Year was really good. And I think it meant a lot being able to see other people being able to recognize that effort. I think coming off the bench last year, we had a really good starting five between Talia and Amanda in those guard positions. And so I knew whenever I had to come into the game, I really had to step up and bring that spark off the bench. And so I really took that role and tried to run with it the best I could. And so it ended up paying off. And yeah, it was great. It was a really good recognition. I'm really grateful for it.
Where were you at when they told you that you had won the award?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I want to say I was like driving with my parents. I was like in the car and they were like, "Did you see what you just got? Like what award you got?" And I was shocked. I don't even know. I didn't even know that was an award at first.
So this was before Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, it was pretty shocking. I wasn't expecting anything at all. And so to be honored with that was really awesome. So
and last year you had the 21-point performance against Air Force in the first Air Force matchup in December. You surpassed it by a layup this time around with 23 against ACU. Coming off of that 31-point loss at CBU, that couldn't have been a fun flight home. What was the plane like, and then what were the 2 days going into Tarleton and then ACU like?
Like you said, it was not a fun flight. We actually had to get up at like 3 a.m. the morning after. And so we went straight from the plane to a practice. And so it was a lot. It was a long travel day. Everyone in the WAC's going to have that just with that Saturday turnaround. But it definitely sparked a lot under our team. We really knew we had to step up the next couple games, and we didn't want that result to happen ever again. And so we really looked at ourselves in the mirror, and we had to sit down with our team, and we looked at what each of us individually needed to do to help the team and to be better. And I think that really helped us. We were able to come into practice that next week, and we just were pushing each other. We were holding each other to a different standard we were beforehand. And we went into the Tarleton game and got the result we wanted to, and it was a really good game. And then Saturday, we kind of continued to roll off of that success and that win, and it led to a win against a really good ACU team. So
home teams last week went 7-2. Do you think that's going to be the trend as we work our way through this slate, is home teams getting the better of the away teams a lot of the time?
I think definitely you're going to see that home team advantage for sure. You look at different arenas that always have that sort of spark, that energy. ACU is always a good place to play at, UTA, CBU. And so I think it's definitely, you got to win your home games to be able to win out in this league. Dan always talks about that. And so you got to defend home court. And I think you're going to be able to see that a lot through this conference.
Looking ahead now, it's an in-state week. You go play much improved Southern Utah side on Thursday night, and Utah Tech Saturday to finish out the week, both on the road. What do the in-state games mean to you guys? Having them, it's one thing to play the in-state, like Weber out of conference, right?
Yeah.
But what does it mean to have two Utah schools in the conference for one last year, 6 final games.
Yeah, I think it means a lot, honestly. You see a lot of the times, especially I guess within recruiting, a lot of the in-state schools recruit a lot of the same girls. So a lot of our team got recruited by those teams. A lot of the girls that are there got recruited by us. And so it's kind of, you want to win those games. Those are big games to say, like, oh, like we beat them, we own the state. Like you want to be able to win those games as much as possible. And I think a lot of it has to do with too, a lot of the girls that go to the Utah schools are all local girls. And so, a lot of them, you grew up playing against them. And so I kind of think it feeds off of some of that high school rivalry that happened. We have different girls who played against different girls from like Utah Tech and SUU. And so you bring all those rivalries together into this one game going against SUU and Utah Tech. And so I think it just means a lot to be able to win those those Utah games. And so we're really looking forward to this weekend. And I think it's going to be 2 really hard fought battles between really good teams this weekend. So
Do you highlight those 6 more than the other 12 on the calendar, or do they just count, or do they just mean the same?
I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, all of our games are highlighted. I think every game this year, especially where there's not as many teams as there was before in the WAC, there's something with each team like that pushes you for different reasons. And so I think I have like each team highlighted for a different reason, but like these 2 games this weekend are really big just because they are those state matchups. And so like we're going down south and we want to beat them. So
going back to 3 years ago to your freshman year, you guys won 6 games coming off of that NCAA tournament appearance in the COVID year. What made you want to decide to stay and try to rebuild the program when others ran?
yeah, for me personally, I really trusted Dan and what his vision looked like for this program. And I knew that he had been successful with his teams. And that was a big reason why I came here, was because of the NCAA run they had. But they lost a couple coaches. So the team, or the coaching staff I came into, is different than the one I had committed to. And honestly, I wouldn't change it for the world. I have loved being here my 4 years, and I really wanted to be loyal to a school all my 4 years through the ups and downs, and be able to say that I helped build this, and to say I helped flip this program around. And I think we've been really lucky to be able to have Dan as our head coach, and be able to have that relationship with him and to build that trust with him to be able to do that.
Now, this is your senior year, right? So one of the questions I always ask grads and 5th years, although we're slowly starting to get rid of the 5th years and the COVIDs, is when you're a senior or a 5th year, when you're on the road, do you take maybe a little more time to appreciate what college basketball has given you, right? The opportunity to travel and see new places and, walk around campuses and towns a little bit more than maybe you did as a freshman, sophomore, junior?
Oh, 100%. I think I look at it and it's starting to get back to like, wow, like this has been so fast. Like it's been 4 years, and it's shocking to me that this is my last year. I think as a freshman, you take advantage of it, and you don't think about how, like, honestly, for me, how grateful I am to be able to have this opportunity to go play at the Division I level. And you're going to different states, you're going to different schools, and being exposed to all of that. And it's such a blessing. I love it so much. And so, yeah, like we're getting close to going around and playing at schools for what could be like the last time. And so it's really exciting. And I just try to take every opportunity and every chance to really like just soak it all in so I don't ever forget it.
So last year you guys came back to the national postseason with that WNIT bid. I want to ask you guys, what was the reaction like in the room, or were you guys all together when, Dan was like, hey, ladies, guess what? We got one more.
So Dan actually texted us. We were kind of like on the fence. We were like, maybe we could get a bid postseason. We don't know what we're gonna get. Who knows? It's all up in the air. And so we had no plans. All of us, we were kind of split up. Some of us were still in Vegas with our families, I'm pretty sure, if I want to say, like, and then some of us were home, so we were all in different places. And so when we got the text that we had practice and that we made it, it was like, oh my gosh, we can still play with everyone. And then I think when we got the alert that we were playing Air Force again, it lit a fire under us, and we were so excited to play again, just to get that revenge from when we had played them in the preseason. We really wanted to beat them, and it lit a fire under us that we wanted to keep going and get as far as we could.
Just how disappointing was it to be so close to beating Washington State and Pullman, and yet, so far having to watch ACU go forward and, you guys be done after that second night?
Yeah, it was really hard, and it was really disappointing. Like, especially losing our seniors that we did. I think we had built such a strong connection with everyone that we didn't ever want it to end. And so we were really sad, and we really wanted to keep playing as much as we could. And so it sucked, honestly. But I think it was really good to look back on it for the girls who are still here this year and see what we could accomplish last year and how far we made it. And now look at this year's team, and we use it to push us and to see how far we can go this year and what we can accomplish.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. There's usually a correlation between teams who play in the WNIT, the WBI, having really good years the next year. And it looks like you guys are off to that good start. Did you feel some of that WNIT momentum as you guys started spring and summer?
Yeah, definitely. I think we all came in this spring and summer just with like that motivation and that push that we wanted to do. We wanted to do more than what we did last year. We wanted to let everyone know that it wasn't a fluke, that UVU women's basketball is legit, and that we are going to do what we did last year and do more than what we did last year.
Because when I talked to Hallie Nelson in the summer, I asked, the term was a one-hit wonder, right? How do you guys keep it from making sure you guys are more than a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, I think day in and day out, we make sure that we do the little things. Dan and our captains are always chirping about making sure we do the little things. I think for us, that really helps build our culture here. And if we can be doing those little things, like checking in with our athletic trainer, going and getting extra shots up around practice time, getting the recovery that we can, I think by doing all of those things, it'll help lead us to more wins and better games, better skill all around to help us not just be that one-hit wonder that people could think we are, and to really show and prove who we are.
Now, you start the week with, as I said, a much improved Southern Utah side that, I think a lot of people are surprised. They were picked seventh in the poll, but, they're undefeated with CBU, although they played 2 games last week as opposed to the 3. Yeah. As you guys have watched film, what is it going to take to go into the AFAC and come away with a win Thursday?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big defensive game for us. We really, as always, I feel like we try to hone in our defense as much as possible. And so we've been really focusing on our defensive rotations and making sure everything is in tune for this game. They are a really talented team. They have a really good point guard who likes to push it. And then they have Ava Urich, who's a really talented player. And so I think being able to contain what we can with them offensively and defensively, just being menaces on the court and not letting them get what they want. So,
looking at this final year of the WAC, right, the triple round robin means there's going to be a lot more flights to certain places. Do you have a non-Utah favorite trip in the WAC that you look forward to more than the others? Like Dan really likes going to Texas. A lot of people have said Seattle was their favorite trip until they left last year.
Yeah, honestly, I love going to the Texas schools. I'm kind of like Dan. I love Texas, the state. We always went there in AAU, and so I love going back there. I was biased. My favorite trip in like arena play at was GCU before they left. And so then I think aside from that, I really like playing at UTA. I love their arena. And then ACU is always a good environment to play at. Like they get the people around to come show up to games. And so I think I really like those Texas trips going out there.
Yeah, especially if you end up being their education day game.
Yeah, and you have all the little kids coming.
Oh. Yeah, I went last year for ACU's education day with SFA, and I think the decibel meter was 140.
Oh, I do not doubt it. We haven't had the chance to play at any kids games yet. I'm assuming we'll get 1 or 2 coming up just because we have so many away games. left, but yeah, I gotta get my ears ready for those.
I even got the warning when I booked the trip. I was like, make sure they were like, make sure you bring earplugs, and
Yeah.
they undersold it. Um, what's the biggest piece of advice you've shared with the underclassmen as they're just embarking on their careers? The Cambrys, the Anna Shreves. What's the biggest thing you've told them about this college journey?
Honestly, a couple things of like soaking it all in, like you said. Like it goes by so fast, and you get to your fourth year and you're like, whoa, like I have to go be like a real adult here soon because basketball is gonna be over. And so I think soaking it all up and then like on the basketball court doing what you're good at. We have really talented underclassmen, like you said, Cambry and Anna, and we have a couple other girls too who are really talented, and they get into practice. And I think definitely in the summer they were more nervous to maybe step on some toes here or there. But I always tell them, I'm like, you're a great shooter, you're a great driver. Do what you're good at and don't think you're stepping on any toes. And so I think that's been kind of a learning curve where like a lot of these girls are coming from their high schools or AAU clubs where they were the best on the team and they come in and now the whole team's really good. And so I think just telling them to do exactly what they're good at and things will work out for them.
You think the learning curve has gotten bigger for those freshmen since you went through your freshman year, or is it about the same?
I don't know. I want to say with my year at least coming through, I feel like the age difference was a lot bigger just because you had those fifth years and honestly some like 6 years too. So it was like I would look at it, I'm like, wow, she's 6 years older than me. Like that's crazy. And I think now the age difference is getting a little smaller just with like the COVID year is gone. And so a lot of that, but I still think the learning curve is big. Like college girls are a lot faster, they're a lot quicker, they're stronger, they have been playing the game a lot longer, so they have a better IQ. So I think if you have good seniors to help you through that, I think that's the biggest thing in how big that learning curve is.
Um, all right. In past episodes of the podcast, when we've had Utah Valley players on, a lot of folks have pointed to you as having the team's biggest sweet tooth. Are you? What is Kylee Mabry's go-to candy bar?
Oh, not a candy bar. I am a sugar girl. Like anything that has sugar on it, I love the Airhead Extremes, like the little chew ones. I love sweet tarts. I anything sugary, fruity, I love it. Everyone jokes around because I am the biggest sweet tooth on the team. Those like fishing tackle boxes?
Oh yeah.
They made them into a snackle box and I fill it with candy and we leave it under the bench. And so if you ever look on the bench and they like zoom in close, you got to find my candy box because it's full every game. So everyone can have it, but I take a lot of it.
So like, is that like the first thing you guys do when you go on the road? You go to the airport. You go into the airport stores, right? You go grab a bunch of Airheads, Skittles, whatever you can find in the stores, and fill the box up.
I fill it beforehand. I go to Winco just because you get those the bigger like boxes and it's cheaper there. So I go to Winco beforehand and I'll fill it with like all my favorite candies.
Okay, so like, what's in that box to start? Like on a 2-game road week like this,
Hmm.
like I'm guessing you probably fill it up tonight or tomorrow, right before you
Yeah, I'll
guys
fill it
leave.
up tonight.
So what are the first 5, things you'll fill the box with?
I'm gonna go those the sweet tarts, like little, oh no, the sweetheart chews. I like those. I'll go some Airhead bites. Those are delicious. I really like the Coca-Cola, the sugar Coca-Cola chews. Those ones are good. And then let's see some other ones. Sour Skittles are for sure up there. And then Starburst.
Okay, I'll go
That's
with the
like a
Starburst.
good to round it out, like not too much outside sugar, but still really good.
Yeah, I'll go with the Starbursts.
Yeah.
Does everybody else offer their input on like the tray that's below there in the tackle
Mm,
box?
not really. A lot of our team likes chocolate, and I'm not a big chocolate girl at all. And so I'll like Cambry really likes sweet tarts, and so I'll put sweet tarts in there for her. But other than that, a lot of the girls don't. They do gushers during games instead of
Okay,
candy. I do candy, they do gushers. So
gotcha.
yeah.
Um, so what do you got? When you guys aren't in class or in practice, what's like an off day like a Tuesday afternoon here before you hit the road for an in-state trip?
Yeah. So like for me right now, like tomorrow will look like I have class at 10 and then we have practice at 11. We'll go through practice, walk through, and then kind of go do some recovery with Beeve before we head out and then get on the plane, head there, and then we'll do dinner. But I feel like most days kind of look the same. Like
You guys fly
class
even
in
for
the
the
morning.
in-staters?
Say that again?
You guys fly for the in-staters?
Oh, we won't fly for them. We'll drive.
Okay,
I was no, so we'll drive down there and then we'll stop in Beaver at the Maverick, fill up with some snacks, and then head down there.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Uh, so what does this team like to travel with on the road? Is it like Dan puts his headsets on and just ignores what's going on behind him on the
Oh,
bus?
1,000%. We are so loud. We like have to teach ourselves like time and place of when we can be loud and when we can't. We have like people singing on one side. We have people talking about TV shows and they're like screaming like Stranger Things. All of our team just watched it. And we had people in like different places and we had some groups like squealing about a part of the show and then like the front of the bus we got a karaoke machine.
There's got
We'll
to be
just
a
be
no
singing.
spoilers rule,
It's
right?
so loud.
There's
It's
got
so
to be a
loud.
no spoilers rule, right? When you get to like TV shows, right? Or
Tell me
no?
about it. They don't know that because I was so behind on Stranger Things and they started like yelling and I'm like having to put my noise cancellation headphones on so I don't hear anything.
It's like trying to watch a game, like when I'm at a game, covering a game, and then I try to, scroll through social media and miss all the mentions of what's happening. Like Saturday, I was at CBU, but I had my phone queued on the UT Arlington Southern Utah game, and then I came home and I watched the ACU Utah Valley game. So
Yeah.
it's like when I'm out, it's like trying, not to find out what happened so that I can actually watch it with
Watch
with
it.
an open
Yeah.
mind. Um, all right, let's do a little kind of rapid fire thing here.
Okay.
So, we'll start with last book you read.
Oh my gosh, well, The Housemaid.
Okay. Uh, best and worst subjects in school.
Best subject. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at rapid fire. Best subject, any health class.
Okay.
And then worst is chemistry.
Oh, yeah, you got me there.
Yeah.
Um, what's your favorite like ma and pa outside of the chain's dining place in Orem?
Oh, in Orem. Um, I don't know any in Orem, but I know in one in Kaysville where I'm from, it's called Granny Annie's. It's like a breakfast place. It's 10 out of 10 and I love it.
Hmm. All right. Um, all right. Which away city has the best food in the WAC?
Uh, UTA or ACU.
Okay. Just the quality of that Texas barbecue, right?
Yeah, I love Texas barbecue.
Let's see. Outside of Stranger Things, what was one show that was on the Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, Tubi streaming list over the summer?
Dancing with the Stars was a recent one, and then probably Grey's Anatomy is a go-to.
Okay. Um, my high school English teacher had it was like Grey's Anatomy from the beginning when she was teaching us.
I love Grey's Anatomy.
Um, let's see. All right. All right. All right. In Vegas, when we get to the conference tournament time, what is one what is one tourist site you guys have to see for the last time as, seniors?
Mm, probably just honestly, I don't know, walking the strip, the M&M store.
Okay.
I like the M&M store.
Now, where's that in relation to the arena? Because I don't remember seeing.
Uh, I don't know where it is. I am awful when it comes to directions and where things are. So I just have to tell you to like take me there and then I'll be there and I know where
Oh,
things are.
okay. All right. And then we'll do a little this year's edition of kind of getting to know the Wolverines.
Okay.
All right. Last one to leave study hall.
Cambry.
All right. Most likely to be on The Bachelorette or Love Island in 5 years if those shows are still around.
Sage.
Um, let's see. Most likely to be an ESPN sideline reporter when they graduate.
Ooh.
Basically, think who's most likely to take Kendra Sheehan's job.
Uh, Hallie. Maybe. Yeah. Hallie's good. Hallie's good at talking.
Okay. Um, let's see. Most likely to be the one that they have Dan or the coaches have to knock on their door on the road to wake up before a bus trip.
Sage and Hallie. They're roommates. That room for sure.
Is the one that Dan or one of the coaches has to.
Oh yeah. They sleep. They'll be like knocked out. They sleep for so long.
All right. Let's see. Funniest moment you've had on the basketball court.
On the basketball court? Honestly, anytime that Cambry celebrates someone, she'll like jump up in the air and do like a 360 spin.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
always good to
I'll have
watch.
to watch for that on the next broadcast.
You gotta watch, especially like when she hits Amanda on a three, she'll like or like she got fouled on her. She had a 4-point play in the ACU game, and I think you can see in like one of the posts our media team posted. You can see Cam in the background, like throwing her arm up and spinning. She gets really high up there.
Okay. I'll have to go back and find that.
Yeah, go back and look.
So Saturday afternoon, when was that moment that you knew you were having the game of your life?
I honestly, I think on the second three I hit, I was like feeling it, and from then on, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the game. I hit the layup, and I was really feeling good. I was like, okay, I'm getting back into it. I hit the three in the corner, and then when I hit the second fade three, I was like, I can't miss right now. And I was kind of just like on cloud nine, and so anytime I could see the rim, I was like, oh, this is a good shot, and so it just kept working.
All right. All right. Who are we most likely going to find behind the karaoke mic on one of those bus trips? And
Anna.
bonus points if you know what their karaoke go-to is.
Oh my gosh. Anna and Sage sung this song. I don't know what it was called, but they've been singing it for like the past 2 months since we've gotten the karaoke machine.
Are they like duet partners on the road or something?
Yeah, we have my house is like Anna, Sage, Cambry, Kylee, and so we all live together and we have the karaoke machine and they'll just sing their hearts out with that one song. I have no idea what it is. I've like blocked it out of my mind because they sing it so much. But for sure those two are the duet partners, and then Tessa has to be on the microphone, of course. So she's going to be on it too.
All right. So let's imagine for a minute that you guys win the WAC tournament in Vegas. Part of that celebration is going to be somebody jumping on the mic and singing, I would imagine.
Oh, 100%.
Would you imagine it be one of those three in the arena or when you get back to the hotel?
It could probably be in the arena. I think we would be on cloud nine. So Anna for sure is grabbing the microphone and singing her heart out.
Okay. So All right, one last question here before we close out. Kind of off the rapid fire line, but for a senior or junior that's just going through the rest of the recruiting process, what's the biggest piece of advice you would share with that student athlete? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a basketball player.
Yeah. I think picking a place you love outside of sports. I think you always have to think about what, if anything hard were to happen, do you have people surrounding you that can help you through those tough times? And creating relationships. Like for me, I think that was a big thing, is being able to create relationships. I had Allie Blackham Criddle on the team, and so she was big for me. She was part of the reason I committed. And then obviously Dan was a huge reason of why I committed here. I had a really good relationship with him for the couple years before I had committed. And so being able to find a support system around you that can help you if basketball goes away or if any hard times happen, and you're away from home, so it's your second family. So you really need to make sure you pick a good one.
All right. Utah Valley's Kylee Mabry, thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday afternoon. The Wolverines are back in action on the road this week with an in-state week. Southern Utah Thursday night. The T-Birds coming into the matchup undefeated at 2-0. The Wolverines 2-1 after a pair of bounce-back victories at the UCCU Center. And then they'll finish at Utah Tech on Saturday. Follow those games on ESPN+. Kylee, thank you again for joining us. Best of luck this week.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Straight Outta WAC podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcasting platforms. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember to follow WAC Hoops Nation on all your favorite social media platforms.